Hey everyone, so good afternoon. Today's topic is that yesterday I was able to recover some softwares from the apps. What happened is that I was using phone A, phone B, and say phone C and phone fourth, right? Or phone. So each one of these are different branding. Some of these are Android, some of these are iOS, and then some of these might be EUMI, and then some of these might be the EUMI is a uprising one, side by side with Android, just for if you flip the page. I mean, if you go along with the flow with the pages. And then what happened is that there's one more, Windows OS phones, and each one of these is basically a operating software OS, and some apps might be delay or postpone, and your only option is to take out the SIM card. But once you take out the SIM card, there's a time trace that you might be offending some kind of laws or monitoring. So it's always good to just leave it and use another phone with the same app, or enable some kind of phone calls, whoever trying to claim that one job that you're trying to recover files or clean up your database that you had key in the names or acknowledge the name titles for each files. And so I was able to command the phones to have interesting app that was named I had already listed on Twitter and listed on Instagram, and the file names were duplicate files duplicate files fixer and remover, and the second one was smart delete, photos, videos and files easer. And if you look at the special extra minute or two that I had listed the files, it comes with a preview. Okay, so when you want a certain type of app, you key it in, there will be a list 10 plus for each category usually. If it's less than 10 plus, hey, good news, you might have won the lottery because you found some unique app that nobody else programmed. So this app came up 10 plus, and you gotta be very fast paced. Look at the titles, look at the engineering software company name, and decide which one is the most structured. And with the most structured, this, excuse me, there's a corsage as a screensaver. And then with this one, you basically see the preview and you get to decide which one are really duplicated files on your phones, and then you delete it. I take responsibilities that there is a cookie on the phone OS that when I save a video like this one, saves onto the phone first before it goes to the SIM card. I mean, excuse me, the SD card. But that's the way sometimes it does. And time. And sometimes it requires these steps for me as middle age, almost 39, 40 almost, to share with the younger executives or officers or trainees that you might encounter these kind of obstacles, problems, displeased, or cookie, or issues, or dismounts, or look it up in the dictionary, or previous reports, complaints, and basically, and then so that's one step that you might have to make if your phone or computing ever have these issues. I rather not get into the topic of why some files were downloaded back to the phone and then uploaded and then downloaded again. It's just collections, you know. I was told once that something that I had done in my project might go into a museum. Huh. I'll make sure that the museum isn't that big. Yeah. So alright, so there goes a topic with the apps and how to choose one of the best apps on your phone, and hopefully we all like each other in the future. So the apps is that you have to see the preview before you delete a file, a picture file or a video file. But if you don't choose the ones that have that, you can have a double, because you can look at the time, because each file only has one time indicator. Within the same minute or the same second, it is impossible for a computer to process two pictures at the same time, same second, same sub-seconds. So the app might have a time indicator rather than a graphic indicator preview. Graphic indicator preview. It's okay. So preview or not, look at the time of the file and you're good. Alright. It only required me 2 hours in the middle of the morning. Yeah, it's okay. Feel free. No, seriously. Yeah. Alright. And excuse me if I look dull. Yeah. Next topic. In some culture, you can always go have a extra time out of the office, but I rather not. Yeah. And then it is good to absorb this information and apply it for your other job tasks. For example, other than the apps choosing job tasks that you might make, it might be on the contrary, that one day you might be invited to program apps. And when you're programming the apps, would you let the product have the preview or the time indicator? So if I was doing it, I'll have 3 versions. Here is the one with the time indicator only, because that's the most time saving. And here comes the one with the with the picture, and then the one without anything, that's for my self usage, but you know, it depends. All right, so hey, good brainstorming. Thanks for listening. I was talking to myself.